But no, so we saw some history made today as Caitlin Clark got the first rookie triple-double in franchise history. And also, Angel Reese, just on Friday, tied the consecutive record for double-doubles in the WNBA ever with 12, coming up on Candace Parker's record. Afterwards, Kennedy Carter, who you may remember was the girl of hip check fame.
Absolutely. Who's been balling.
Oh, she absolutely said 30 the other day.
Yeah, has been balling.
Kennedy Carter said Barbie is Rookie of the Year. Barbie being Angel Reese. And I've seen this. Monica McNutt also had that, basically that Angel Reese was the Rookie of the Year. Where do you land on this WNBA Rookie of the Year? It's clearly, to me, a two-woman race that is broken down between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark doing some things that we have not seen before for rookies. Angel Reese doing some things that we have not seen before in the WNBA.
Yeah. It's close for me. It's real close for me right now. And I saw Monica McNutt, who I respect and is very good at her job and what she does. She talked about the race is going to come down, and it was the standings were going to make it for her. Well, if you go look at the standings, they're both below 500. One team's got 9 wins, the other team's got 8 wins. So if it's going to come down to that, I'm out. I'm just looking at the production.
Well, I have a quick question first on that. Do you think that that's a fair position to have for an award like Rookie of the Year? Not to say that Monica McNutt is wrong. Her opinion is valued and all of that. But
no.
Do you think it's fair to put team success in Rookie of the Year?
No, because in basketball, we can see the talent. Like, Caitlin Clark is legit. I just don't think she was going to save the league and be some GOAT type of player. She is a legit women's basketball player. She'll figure it out as time goes on. So is Angel Reese. So you have to just look at the talent. It's Rookie of the Year. It's not Rookie of the Year who team had the better record. It's Rookie of the Year. You're looking at the talent. You're looking at all the rookies, and you're looking at the production. You're looking at the tape. Put the tape on and see what each player is doing and go off of that. Neither team is good. There's a reason why the Indiana Fever had the number 1 overall pick. There's a reason why Chicago had, 2 of the top 10 picks?
3 and 7.
3 and 7. Excuse me. Thank you. There's a reason for that. They weren't good. So a rookie's not going to come in and change it that much as far as the record goes, but the culture, the production, the talent on the floor, I think you have to go by that. Both of these young ladies have completely settled into their WNBA careers, and they've changed the culture of their teams. They're both effective players. Congratulations to Caitlin Clark today for the record of the triple-double. You could see it coming. She had a game where she missed it by 1 assist. So you could see it coming. She sees the floor well. As long as her teammates catch the ball and make the buckets, that's how you get assists, right? Guy got to catch the bucket. Girl got to catch the bucket. Catch the ball, go get the bucket. So it's close for me. I'll give Angel Reese the advantage at this point because she leads the league in rebounding as a rookie. She leads the league. That's over Wilson. That's over Stewart. All the other, Griner, that's over all of them. She's a rookie in the league, and she's leading the league on the glass, which gives her team more possessions on offense where offensive rebounding. And then now the buckets are starting to go down. 2 for 2 for 3 the other night, 27 points. She had 26 points, 24. The points are coming with the rebounds now, so I'll give her the advantage right now.
And a lot of her rebounds offensive, too,
yes.
Which is another thing. You're extending possessions, keeping possessions alive. And I know a lot of people bang on her for missing a lot of shots, but I think that has to do with just adjusting to the physicality of the WNBA. Yeah. Banging on Angel Reese for missing a lot of shots, to me, is the same as banging on Caitlin Clark for turning the ball over too much. They're both due to adjusting to the physicality of the WNBA, which is at a higher level, obviously, as you can imagine, than college. We had this conversation when Angel Reese was approaching the rookie record for double-doubles. Mm-hmm. Me and Chris Broussard just, a week or so ago. And the odds at that time, Caitlin Clark was minus 600, which means you have to bet $600 to win 100, right? And Angel Reese was somewhere, in the plus 110 or something. No, I'm sorry, plus 1,100 or around that range. So you went,
like 1,150.
Significant gap. And I said, this gap is way too big. Yeah. This gap is way too big. And right now, the smart money should be to bet on Angel Reese as she's, approaching this WNBA record, not for rookie, not like 15, 5, and 5. No, the double-doubles are something that has been tracked since the history of taking stats, right? Yes. Not something that is manufactured, or so to speak, the fastest rookie to XYZ amount of points and rebounds. Well, that's cool and all, but we rate double-doubles, we do things of that nature. So I thought that Angel Reese is not the favorite necessarily, was closing the gap shortly, and I still think that gap is getting closer and closer every day, especially as you see now Angel Reese 2 for 2 from the three-point line. Excuse me?
Exactly. Well, if you watch, I follow her on Twitter, of course. That's my boo-boo, and I see that she's working on that. This has been something she's been putting these clips out of taking the corner three. Bigs like to take the corner three. It's the shorter distance. All you got to do is line it up. If you line it up and get the right arc and spin on it, splash. And that's the shot she's been working on. That's the three she's been hitting. She had a step back three that she hit. Like, you could see the game evolving. Another thing I will also give you why Caitlin Clark is second for me right now is she should be shooting over 40%, and she's not. Angel Reese is. Now, I don't like Angel Reese's 42%. That needs to get up to about 47, 48% for my liking. And the misses. The other night she was 9 of 13 from the field, so that was a better night. But some of the offensive rebounds people are critical of, and I call it down the line. Some of the offensive rebounds is because she's going up looking for contact, as you said, trying to adjust to the physicality of the game and just kind of getting it up there, hoping to get the foul. She's not getting the calls, but she could get the rebound. So I would like to see that just go with intention to score instead of intention to try to draw a foul and foul hunt. Also, to the turnovers, you have to account for that. It is part of the game, and it does cost your team possessions. Like, Angel Reese is getting offensive rebounds to give her team more possessions. You're turning the ball over. It's costing your team possessions. That has to be fairly equated. That's another reason why she's 2 for me. And last point I make, the one thing I don't want to see, and it hit my mind when I saw those odds you spoke about. I hope this doesn't turn into a popularity sympathy award for this year. Like, she had it so tough, she had it so rough, they were rough on her, or whatever the narrative is, or whatever the case is, that it's okay, we'll give her Rookie of the Year, because there is still a marketability there. She's not going to be at the Olympics. People were pissed about that. I hope it does. I'm not saying it's going to. I just hope it doesn't start the leak that it feels that way. Just go by what's going on in the court. If she gets beats out for it, she gets beats out for it. But if she beats Reese for it, then she beats her for it. Just let the play speak. That's what I hope really does happen.
Yeah, I don't think anybody feels sorry for either one of them right now too much. I think we've moved on from a little bit of that conversation more to actually what's happening on the court, which is a welcome change. But even today, with her 13 assists and 4 turnovers, Caitlin Clark still has a very, very slim. It's like 7 point something, like 7.5 to 6.5 assist to turnover ratio. So it's right there, just rarely above 1. For me, and I like to see the efficiency more especially out of a guard. Like, I will give a big adjusting to the physicality of the league a little bit more grace than a guard adjusting to the physicality of the league, because you're not being bodied on some of these 3-pointers that Caitlin Clark decides to take. Like, some of her shot selection is, it's not great. Like, and she's also getting subbed out of the game on offense and defense possessions when it's a close game. Christy Sides, I know everybody is now a WNBA expert and talking about how terrible of a coach Christy Sides is. I couldn't tell you either way. I'm not familiar enough with her game outside of this season, believe it or not, to tell you how good or bad of a coach she is. But I do know that she feels the need to sub Caitlin Clark out of the game in close games on the defensive side of the ball, which to me is a major problem, right? Like, we're talking about who is the best rookie, right? So it's a little bit of damning with faint praise. There's a little bit of splitting hairs when we get into this level, when we're talking about who is the best rookie, right? But if you can't play the full game, I think that's something else that needs to go into account there.
Yeah, well, Angel Reese is far beyond the better defender. Like, we know that, like, she rebounds, she blocks shots. She's the better defender. That's one thing that Caitlin Clark is going to have to improve in. I said that even in college. If you watch her play in college, she's a turnstile on the perimeter. You can really go by her. She's not quick enough to stand in front of people. And Gino, coach of UConn, said she's not quick enough to get away from the physicality on either end of the floor. Some of the shots you're talking about, I try not to criticize them, because then it sounds like nitpicking. But like you said, there's just a lot of times you can only launch so many 28, 29-foot threes a game. Like, I get you got distance, but you have to learn to move without the ball. She doesn't do that very well at this point. I think she can improve on that, but the physicality is going to catch up to her. I think she settles in to being a distributing type shooting point guard in her career, where Angel Reese will actually be a go-to player. I told you a few weeks ago, she will be career 17 and 14, 18 and 13. For her next 8 or 9 years in the league, those are going to be her numbers, and she's going to win an MVP. Angel Reese she's legit. She is truly legit. She's Candace Parker, in my opinion, without the ball handling skills that Candace Parker had. And when Candace Parker came to the league, she had a mid-range Jimmy. Angel Reese doesn't have that yet, but we see the 3-ball falling because she's working on it. 2 years from now, she could be the best player in the league. I can't say that about Caitlin Clark.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
that's obviously yet to be written. All-Star break quickly approaching in the WNBA. Those two will be teammates as well in the All-Star game. Caitlin Clark saying she doesn't think she's ever been Angel Reese's teammate. And, because, obviously they play, select games, USA games, and, they get together quite often in terms of, especially, at this point, everybody knows each other in there. And if you're at the top of the class in your high school class because you played AAU against each other, so on and so forth. So it'll be interesting to see how they play together in the WNBA All-Star game, which is United States, Team USA versus Team WNBA.
Yeah, also, too, really fast on the Indiana Fever coach. I tweeted when Caitlin Clark got drafted, how long before we know the name of the Indiana Fever head coach, because none of you can tell me who it is right now. And to your point, now it took a week before I saw it too. I was like, oh, there it goes. And I purposely did not go look it up, because I wanted to see, how fast is it before, man, she can't coach, or man, she's doing this wrong, or man, she's doing that wrong. The blame game started on the head coach real early. They were very good last year, I get that, but very fast we found out who she was, first and last name.
But it's a fascinating race, and it's a fascinating situation as it comes down to the All-Star break. We have another half of the season to go ahead and actually determine it. So that was a little bit too early for the conversation, but one that's okay.